Joe Amabile admits Bachelor Grant Ellis messed up with Litia. March 29, 2025. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Bachelor Nation News fans. Bachelor Nation's Joe Amabile weighed in on the shocking season 29 final. The popular reality star admitted that Bachelor Grant Ellis messed up with Litia. Keep reading to find out Joe's thoughts on where Grant went wrong. Grant Ellis chooses Juliana Pasquarosa over Litia Garr. Before he joined Gen Tran's season of The Bachelorette, Grant Ellis had just ended a long-term relationship of 7 years. While his previous relationship didn't work out, he knew that he wanted to settle down and find a wife. Obviously that didn't happen with Gen Tran, but Grant got another chance as the season 29 Bachelor lead. His season began with 25 women who thought they'd make the perfect wife to the day trader. After weeks of handing out roses and tearful goodbyes, only Juliana Pasquarosa and Litia Garr were left. It all came down to one final rose ceremony in the Dominican Republic. Litia Garr was completely blindsided when Grant sent her home. She was expecting a proposal and even claimed that he told her the night before that they were getting engaged. Despite telling Litia repeatedly that he loved her, Grant proposed to Juliana, whom he also loved. The surprising twist divided viewers, many who believed Grant led Litia on. Joe Amabile says Grant messed up with Litia. It used to be an unspoken rule in Bachelor Nation that the leads couldn't say "I love you" to anyone except the final rose winner. Many leads have broken that rule, usually to backlash from viewers. Joe Amabile spoke with life and style after Grant's season final. He said that Grant definitely made a misstep when he told Litia that he loved her. "I wish I could have told Grant, hey, don't say too much, but I'm not in that position." The Bachelor in Paradise alum said, "I don't know how you watch it and you don't feel bad for Litia. So I definitely felt bad for her," Joe added about Litia. According to Joe, the best thing for leads is to not say those 3 words until they really know which woman is the one for them. However, he did give Grant some grace. "I think he really did love them both, but I think when it came down to it, he loved Juliana a little more," the fan favorite said. His advice for newly engaged Bachelor couple. Joe Amabile talking about what the leads should or shouldn't do at the end of the season is actually kind of funny. Becca Kufrin sent him home on night 1 of her Bachelorette season. He went on to join season 5 of Bachelor in Paradise, but it wasn't until his return for season 7 that he met his future wife. He married Serena Pitt in 2022 after falling in love on the reality show. So, while Joe Amabile might not have experience choosing between finalists, he knows about having a successful relationship after the show. He shared his advice for Grant and Juliana now that the season is over and real life begins. "I would say my #1 advice right now is to really enjoy this time," Joe said. "Grant and Juliana should focus on how they're going to make your relationship work in the real world." Grant Ellis plans to move to Boston to be closer to his fiancé. Only time will tell if the relationship lasts. Do you think Joe Amabile had good advice for the newest Bachelor couple? Joe Amabile admits Bachelor Grant Ellis messed up with Litia. The truth behind the scandal. In a shocking revelation that is bound to send ripples through Bachelor Nation, Joe Amabile, fan favorite from The Bachelorette and Bachelor in Paradise, has come forward with a candid confession about a situation that rocked the reality TV franchise. Amabile, known for his down-to-earth demeanor and undeniable charm, recently admitted that the Bachelor contestant Grant Ellis made a massive mistake involving Litia, a fellow contestant, and things have never been the same since. While the Bachelor series has long been a breeding ground for drama, heartbreak, and the occasional public misstep, Joe's admission sheds new light on a tense moment that left many fans scratching their heads. What really happened behind the scenes? And how did it affect the future of the contestants involved? Prepare for a roller coaster of emotions as we break down this explosive story in full detail. The perfect storm. Litia's arrival on The Bachelor. To understand the magnitude of this scandal, we need to go back to when Litia first entered the picture. Litia, a model with a mysterious allure and stunning looks, quickly became a fan favorite during her time on The Bachelor. While the chemistry between her and the lead contestant was undeniable, the real fireworks began when the interactions between her, Garr Ellis, and Amabile came into play. Litia's entrance on the show immediately shifted the dynamics in a way that no one expected. She was poised, confident, and clearly had her eyes set on winning the lead's heart. But it wasn't just the lead who had their attention on her. As it turns out, Garr Ellis, who was still vying for his chance with the same lead, found himself drawn to Litia in a way that complicated things for everyone involved. Garr's misstep. What went wrong? For those who watched The Bachelor closely, there was always something a little off about Garr Ellis. He had the classic charm of a Bachelor contestant, but there was a simmering intensity in his interactions with the women that felt like it could erupt at any moment. In an exclusive interview, Amabile finally opened up about what went down between Garr and Litia. According to Joe, things took a turn when Garr attempted to make a bold move that ultimately backfired. Garr wasn't exactly thinking things through when it came to Litia, Joe confessed. There was this unspoken tension, and he made a mistake that pretty much destroyed any chance he had with her. And honestly, it changed the game for a lot of us. Garr, who had been pursuing the lead aggressively, decided to take a more direct approach with Litia. But instead of wooing her, he ended up pushing her away in a way that left the entire group feeling uncomfortable. The issue? A combination of arrogance, misreading the situation, and not respecting Litia's boundaries. According to Joe, Garr made a public declaration about his feelings for Litia that many perceived as possessive. He basically tried to stake his claim on her in front of everyone, and it was a huge turnoff. Litia wasn't having it, Joe explained. It wasn't the kind of move that works on The Bachelor unless you're trying to sabotage your own chances. Litia's reaction, the silent treatment. Litia's response to Garr's behavior was nothing short of icy. While many expected her to confront Garr head-on, she instead chose to take the high road by distancing herself from him and focusing her energy on her own journey. In a scene that became one of the most talked-about moments of the season, Litia gave Garr the cold shoulder, leaving him visibly flustered and confused. As the weeks went by, the rift between Garr and Litia only deepened. But what really caught everyone's attention was Amabile's reaction to the entire situation. While some contestants may have taken sides, Joe remained neutral, offering support to both Litia and Garr when needed. But behind the scenes, Joe knew exactly what had gone wrong. Joe's confession. Why he stayed out of it. In the aftermath of the Garr-Litia debacle, Amabile was the first to recognize the significance of what had transpired. Rather than getting caught up in the drama, he focused on his own connections and avoided getting entangled in the fallout between the two. However, during a recent candid interview, Joe admitted that he was aware of Garr's mistake long before it became a public issue. Honestly, I didn't want to get involved in the drama, Joe said. But I knew Garr had messed up with Litia. It was obvious to me that he wasn't reading the situation properly, and he paid the price for it. He went from being a contender to being someone who, honestly, no one really trusted anymore. Joe's perspective on the situation sheds new light on the challenges of being a contestant on The Bachelor. It's not just about finding love. It's about navigating the complex web of emotions, alliances, and rivalries that come with being part of the show. Garr's downfall, how it affected his Bachelor journey. For Garr Ellis, his relationship with Litia wasn't the only thing to suffer as a result of his behavior. As the season progressed, it became clear that his chances of winning the lead's heart were slim to none. He was no longer viewed as a genuine contender, and even his fellow contestants started to distance themselves from him. While Grant initially tried to salvage his situation by apologizing to Litia and the other women involved, it was too late. The damage had been done, and the fans had already made up their minds. He was the guy who had messed up in the most public way possible. Grant's biggest issue was that he didn't respect the boundaries of the people around him, Joe explained. When you're on a show like The Bachelor, you have to respect the feelings of others, and Grant didn't do that. He was too focused on his own journey, and in the end, that cost him. As Grant's journey on The Bachelor came to an abrupt end, fans were left wondering what would have happened if he had handled the situation differently. Would Litia have been the one he ended up with, or was his fate sealed the moment he made that fateful decision to try and claim her in front of everyone? The aftermath: what's next for Litia and Grant? While Grant's time on The Bachelor ended in dramatic fashion, Litia's journey continued to captivate audiences. Despite the tension with Grant, she remained a strong contender for the lead's heart, though her story was far from over. In fact, many fans began to rally behind Litia, hoping that she would find true love and avoid the drama that seemed to follow other contestants. As for Grant, his post-Bachelor journey has been nothing short of a redemption arc. After leaving the show, he took some time to reflect on his actions and, according to insiders, has been working on improving his communication and emotional intelligence. Whether or not he will get a second chance at love on a future season of Bachelor in Paradise remains to be seen, but one thing is for certain: he won't make the same mistake twice. Joe Amabile's takeaways, the lesson learned. As Joe Amabile watched the drama unfold, he had one piece of advice for future Bachelor contestants: don't try to control the outcome. Be yourself, be genuine, and don't play games. If you do, you'll find that the right connections will happen naturally. Joe's journey from The Bachelorette to Bachelor in Paradise was a testament to his ability to remain grounded despite the chaos of reality TV. He may not have won the lead's heart, but he certainly won the hearts of viewers everywhere with his honesty, sincerity, and easygoing nature. In the end, Joe's insight into the Grant-Litia situation serves as a reminder that sometimes the biggest mistakes on The Bachelor aren't made in the moments of confrontation, but in the moments of silence and misunderstanding. And for Grant Ellis, it may have taken a major blunder to realize that love is something you can't force, you can only let it happen. Will Grant's apology and growth be enough to redeem him in the eyes of Bachelor Nation? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: the road to redemption won't be easy, and it's all because of that one unforgettable moment with Litia. Stay tuned as we continue to follow this explosive story, bringing you all the latest updates straight from the heart of the Bachelor universe.